What did the early Christians actually believe about Jesus?
What did the early Christians actually believe about Jesus? And Daryl, start us off. What do the critics, if you were a skeptical professor, how would you present this to students coming in about the early Christians? They really didn't know. They had to figure this out. It took time. Explain that.
Well, basically what they're going to hear is that some of what they see in the New Testament is a product of later reflection and doesn't go back to Jesus in one way or the other. Some will say Jesus was a great prophet only. Some will say Jesus was an ethical teacher. Some will say Jesus was an apocalyptic figure who was looking for the end of the world. Some may even grant that he claimed to be the Messiah and that there was something authoritative about what he was doing, something in the plan of God. But they'll stop short of saying that he was the Son of God or presented himself as the Son of God, something like that. Most classes won't go there. And what they'll argue is that the theology that we see in the New Testament is a product of this impetus of Jesus' authority, the disappointment of Jesus having died. And then the church, those who came to church had to say, what do we do now? We've lost our Messiah. We've lost our hero. And so the resurrection resurrects a whole series of theological ideas put forward in a new kind of way and developed over time that elevate Jesus to a status he didn't previously have, and that's what we see in the New Testament. They will equate the development of doctrine to what we call the telephone game. I actually like the name they use for this in Australia and New Zealand. They call it Chinese whispers. And the idea is, you start with the story at the front end of the line, and as it gets passed on to person, the story that you get at the end is not the story that you start with. And you'll see that what's being done is they're severing the umbilical cord, if you will, between what we have in the Bible and where we started out with Jesus. There's no connection. The fingers don't touch, if you will.